to my channel. I wanted to do an updated tutorial for shorter hair curling and just having it be more of a wave. I call it almost like a flat wave because it's a little bit more flat to your head and not so big and voluminous. But I love this because it's so easy and effortless, and you can wear it for a couple days, and I like it better like the second or third day once it starts looking a little bit more worn in. It is really quick. We're using one tool. I'm using the GHD flat iron. This is the Classic styler. I have had this thing for years. I love this. It's automatic turn off after like 30 minutes of not using it. So if I leave my house, I never have to worry about it catching on fire or whatever. It heats up super, super fast. And actually I need to turn it on. I didn't plug it in. So I just turned it on. It's gonna take just like a couple seconds to heat up like that. So I love that. So I don't have to be sitting here waiting around like, is it hot yet? Is it hot yet? And it keeps the same temperature every time. What I'm gonna use is just, see, it's already done. I'm just brushing my hair just so there's no tangles in it. And then just separating it in half. I like to do one side at a time. And then just taking really big sections. I have a little bit of product in there already. I have just a little bit of Ever oil that I put in my hair last night before I went to sleep. And then that's from Reverie. And then also a little bit of milk. But if your hair is really dry, you can add a little bit more before you start curling it. So it's a flat iron curl. So this is really all you need. It's important that you keep it vertical instead of this way, because then this changes the curl. So I'm just going to take a big piece and then curl it back like one time. If stuff falls out, it's totally fine. I just do one curl and leave out the ends. And like, you don't really have to focus on your roots. It's mostly like the middle part. Big sections. This should not take you more than 15 minutes to do. My hair is just naturally kind of like straight for the most part, and then like there's maybe like 3 waves in there, which is kind of annoying because I can't just let it air dry. So just one curl. If anything drops out, it's totally fine. You can pick it back up. Another one, and we're just gonna let it drop. Like, leave those ends out. And most people get damage on their ends, so you don't need to be pulling through unless your hair is super curly or wavy on the ends and you're just trying to flatten it out a little bit. But since mine is pretty straight, I don't have to really do much. And then same thing, I'm actually having all of them face. Oh, I picked up an old one. I am actually having all of them face the same way. If you have longer hair and you want more volume out of it, go backwards and forwards with your curl. But for this specific look, I like to do all the same way. And you'll see why at the end. So once your curl is set in there, you do not, I was gonna burn myself. Once your curl is in there, you do not want to touch it. You just want to let it cool down where it's supposed to be. Like, don't mess with it, leave it. We'll comb everything out at the end. So big sections, and mine is just parted down the middle where it usually is, but if you have a side part, go ahead and do that. So big section. Like I said, they don't have to be perfect. If your hair is curly, make sure you have it like straightened the night before. But like I said, mine is straight, so I don't really have to do much to it except for these baby hairs in the front that are a little bit wavy, curly. And just go straight, flip it back, and I'm just keeping it, like I said, vertical. That one maybe got a little too much, but that's okay. In like 2 big sections. So I'm just taking it, flipping it back. Curling hair with a straightener does take some work at first if you haven't ever done it before. And I want a little more curl than that. Yeah, I'm gonna get a little extra bend. It also just depends on your straightener, because some of them are like rounded like that, so it's easier to curl. If they're super flat, it's harder to get it to just like swivel. But I love GHD. Their products are like amazing, especially for stylists. Like this one has lasted me years, and I've actually broken one. I stepped on it on accident and they sent me one like no problem, like pretty quick. But I did have my receipt and everything, and they were just good about their customer service and taking care of me. And now this side's a little bit trickier for me because I have to go this way. I like can't do that this way. So I kind of go upside down so it's still vertical. And I know some people have their preference if they like to curl with a curling iron or if they curl with a wand or a straightener. I can pretty much do anything, but the straightener is probably the fastest for me. Oops, sorry, I'm all blocking it. So only the middle really. If your hair is a little bit shorter than mine, I would barely even curl the bottom under here, because then it can create like a really wide curl. So I wouldn't even mess with that too much. And just start more like right above the ear. I think people with longer hair could do this too, but then it ends up kind of turning into one big curl at the end of the day if it's longer hair. And I want a little more bend there. Yeah. And then another one here. Leaving those ends out, and like I said, you just want to leave it, don't mess with it. Even I have a hard time not messing with it, but that's going to get it to cool down and stay in that shape and place. Instead of people, like I have people complain and they're like, my curls always fall out, and I'm like, well, are you messing with it? Are you touching it while you're doing that? Because that could be a problem for a lot of people. Or they're running their fingers through it right away. You just want it to completely cool down. Also GHD, they always have sales. So I would sign up like on their email list. I had a client tell me that she got hers recently at Costco and got a good deal on it. And I think it was the curling iron though. But still, like I'm sure they have the flat irons there too online. So I would just keep a lookout. Salon that I work at, we only carry the the curling irons. I use that one for when I do weddings and professional stuff like that. See, still leaving these ends out. And then I just have one more. So that was what, like less than 10 minutes for my whole head? Or maybe 10 minutes, if that. Avoiding those ends. And that's it. And now all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wait for this one to cool down. I like to put a little bit of product in there just to give it more of a messy texture. I'm just gonna use a dry shampoo just to give us like that clean feeling, like a tiny bit of grit. This one is by Sebastian. It's called Dry Clean Only. I really like this stuff, except if you go crazy on it, you will have gray hair. And then now we'll do this side just because it's already cooled down. And now I literally just comb everything out and brush everything out. And now like some of the curls started to join together. Sometimes I'll go over it with the flat iron all over, like here, like in big chunks, if I want it to be a little bit flatter. Like if the curls are too bouncy in one spot. This side's cooled down. Here. And then I just, oops, I turned it off. I'll go back and like if I see any fuzzies. This side, I have like one wave that never wants to behave. So I'm always fighting that. And then I'm gonna go back here and curl a little bit more. But really all you have to do is refine like just a little bit. And that is it. Like I said, you can go a couple days. I like it on day 2 just because then I start to get like my natural hair oils and it doesn't become as big. It starts to get a little bit flatter to my head. And I like that. But if you like it with a little bit more volume, like add some dry shampoo at your roots, shake it up. But this is really easy. It took us 10 minutes and perfect for like this length hair or even just shorter. I like doing this even for bobs. It makes a really cute look. Like anything above here, try it out. Let me know how it went for you, if it worked, if you liked it, you didn't like it. If there's any questions you guys have in the comments down below, let me know. I am always glad to help you figure it out. And we got plenty of time right now since we're quarantined or whatever. And if there's anything else you want to see from me, let me know in the comments down below. And I'll catch you guys in my next one.